Gran Canaria. This beautiful Canary island attracts up to 7 million tourists every year. Rough waves, but also summer and sunshine all year round. There are no seasons, because here, pleasant spring temperatures prevail throughout the entire year. Nevertheless, for some people, the Canary Islands and also Gran Canaria have the reputation of being boring or just for mainstream tourism. And that might be the case, especially if your vacations do look like this. Some people might like this, which is okay. But wie war nochmal der Text? Some people might like this, which Some people might like it this way, which is okay. But this island has so much more to offer. What exactly? We're gonna find it out. Staying at the beach may sound like a good idea, but on Gran Canaria it could become a big mistake. Let's discover together what else the island has to offer, why it's the perfect place to see other planets by your own eyes, and which view you definitely don't want to miss. For the most tourists, the journey begins right here, in the island capital Las Palmas. And the city's worth a visit. Good shopping opportunities, a cozy city center, charming alleyways, and there are definitely worse places for clubbing. But we haven't traveled to the third largest Canary island to spend a week in Las Palmas. We've got a busy schedule ahead. Paragliding in Los Giles, hikes in and around Tejeda and the Roque Nublo, which is the island's landmark. Right next to it there are the old cave houses of the small village of Artenara. Maspalomas is known for its dune landscape and hosts a very promising via ferrata. We will explore all of that, but the first stop is the Pico de las Nieves, where a special view of the night sky is waiting for us. Gran Canaria is a great place for stargazing because there's not a lot of light pollution. It's very high altitude and it's not much precipitation, which means normally there are not a lot of clouds. And yeah, let's hope that we're gonna see something over there. At Pico de las Nieves I meet Frank. His company, Astro Educa, offers stargazing tours on Gran Canaria. However, there's much more to see than just stars. Yeah, in January at the moment, are these objects the same that we can see today, like in, for example, July of this year?
No, we have different objects. In its season we have different sky, different stars. For example, right now we have the winter sky, the brightest stars in the year. Hunter, Sirius, the brightest star in the sky. We have lucky because in winter this year we have Saturn and Jupiter. Yeah. Sometimes it's impossible to see because they are very close to the sun.
Did you know that you can see Saturn with your own eyes? At least at the right time and place, like now here in Gran Canaria. Initially, it looks like a star. However, with Frank's telescope, we can clearly see the rings of Saturn. On average, it's about 1.4 billion kilometers. It's not often that we can see objects which are that far away. And Jupiter is also visible today. Despite being about 600 million kilometers away, you can see it as a large sphere, as it is by far the largest planet in our solar system. On the other hand, in the summer, you would have seen the beautiful center of the Milky Way.
In summertime, we have other objects, like the center of the Milky Way, Andromeda galaxy, for example. It's possible to see tonight each moment is different and is great. As is a reservoir, we are in very dark skies, and we have protected the light around this place because it's a paradise for the astronomers and the astrophotographers.
But besides the dark sky, you also need a professional telescope. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yes, here we have a reflector. The reflector is a very, very fast telescope for beginners and advanced astronomers. We have a primary mirror, 8 inches, a secondary mirror, and the focal length is 1,200 millimeters. It's a very fast telescope for planets, for moon, for deep sky objects. I love the reflectors. And the Hubble Space Telescope, the design is like this, but this is a small telescope on the ground.
It's the next day. After the breakfast with incredibly delicious orange juice made from oranges picked right from the garden, I continue by car to Los Giles. It's time to head up into the skies, paragliding. Gran Canaria and especially Los Giles is a good place for paragliding because it offers consistent weather conditions and reliable wind patterns, with a nice view on coastlines and Las Palmas. Paragliding has its roots in skydiving. It's environmentally friendly as it relies solely on wind currents and doesn't use any engines. The takeoff is a simple process of just running. You gradually lift off and the pilot takes care of the rest. The next stop is a via ferrata close to Maspalomas, but for that we need appropriate music. Originally, a via ferrata is an iron path, meaning a climbing route that is built into a mountain with fixed cables and ladders. Climbers secure themselves to the cable with specialized equipment. Via ferratas are classified into different difficulty levels. In Maspalomas, for example, there are easy and moderate ones depending on the route that you take. I asked the guide why this one is special.
We reach a zip line which will be set in a few weeks, a big swing. I think it's pretty interesting because we can do some climbing, nice views as you can see.
This was definitely a good one. I enjoyed it. I can recommend the guide. It's close to Maspalomas, and if you've never done a via ferrata before, then this might be a good place to do your first one. We're heading now to the Dunes. If you're not from the movie The Dunes, is good because then we don't have to expect any sandworms. But nevertheless, I heard these dunes are really cool. And yeah, we're going there by car.
I'm happy for anyone out there who has been to Maspalomas and had a great time there. But for me, it's too touristy. I'd rather enjoy views like these. And here we are at the famous caves of Artenara. This doesn't really look like caves. That's true, it's houses that are built into mountain caves. But what impressed me the most, even here, was once again the view. I'm not gonna say it again. But from Tejeda, you can embark on excellent hikes in all directions. In general, I would categorize hiking opportunities on Gran Canaria into 3 types: along the island's coasts, through forests, or up mountains. Here are some impressions. Most tourists spend 1 or 2 weeks lounging on the beaches of Las Palmas or Maspalomas and miss out on all of this. I strongly believe that's a mistake. I would not have wanted to miss all of this just like the next episode, which you can find here. See you over there.